Both teams brought the offense early. Bats were ready to go. Let's go to the top of the first, and C.J. McCartney sets the tone, ripping a leadoff double to left. Patriots are in business. He's not on the bases very long. Very next batter, Eli Davis, brings McCartney home. Davis going to wind up on second. Now 1-0 South right off the bat. Easton Walker coming up, squaring to bunt. Pitch gets to the backstop, and Davis scoots on home, make it 2-0. Still no outs for South as Walker going to shoot one through the 5-hole, bring home another runner. What a start. And they are not done yet. Here's Peyton West. He skies one over third base into no man's land, and that is gonna fall for another base hit. Marietta finally escapes and gets to work at the plate. Will Tornes with a pretty bunt, and he beats out the throw. First and second, nobody out. And then the pitcher, Elijah McLeish, helps himself out. Ground ball to the right side for an RBI. Branson Forshee, though, shuts it down from there as South wins in convincing fashion 15-4.